I, female, threw away the present my grandparents bought me for my birthday because it was inappropriate. My grandparents are highly religious. They're the type of people to put flyers on people's doors. It annoys me, but obviously I never say anything about it, and I don't know them well enough to talk about religion with them. I currently have a girlfriend. I had no idea they would have an issue with this when I told them. They came to town and we greeted them. During small talk, they asked if I had a boyfriend, and I said girlfriend. They sort of exchanged glances, and I knew they were judging me. The judgment was confirmed when we got together for dinner last night, and they bought me something while in town for my birthday. I was very happy and ecstatic. I kept saying thank you, but when I opened it, it was a book called Becoming the Woman God Wants Me to Be. I had no issue with it and said thanks until my grandpa explained that they hoped this read would get me back on track, and that they thought I needed God during this difficult time in my life. I knew, absolutely knew, that this was because I told them I had a girlfriend. That was one of the main details they knew about my life, so I doubt that they meant it about some other struggle because, of course, I hadn't told them about any other struggles I was going through. I asked my dad and he didn't either. I was trying to convince myself I was offended for no reason. I know that they technically meant well, but wow. I got annoyed and went silent for the rest of dinner. I could tell my dad knew I was angry about it. When I got home, I threw the book away. Unfortunately for me, when they came by today to check out the place, my grandma noticed it in the open trash can. She didn't say anything, but before they left, I saw them talking to my dad about something apparently serious outside. My dad got annoyed and said that if I threw it away, the least I could have done was hide it. I'm mad that he's mad at me. I thought he, out of all people, would understand why this hurts me and how offensive it is to me. P.S. I love my dad very much. He's made it clear he doesn't support what they feel about this whole situation, and he doesn't care that I prefer women. He even supported me through my awkward, confused middle school pixie cut phase. He's a cool dude. I'm angry at his reaction, but I somewhat understand it. It wouldn't be fun to have your parents feel hurt by something your kid did. You're not the idiot for throwing away the book. The book is a direct, personal insult to you and has no place in your home. You're not obligated to appreciate a gift. Your grandparents are welcome to be offended by seeing it in the trash. Hopefully, it results in them asking you about it and maybe educating themselves on why it's so offensive. You showed more grace than I would have. I'm sorry you're going through this. Come on, there's no way you were totally shocked that your extremely religious, door-to-door proselytizing grandparents wouldn't be cool with you dating a woman. Oh wow. Buy them one of those For Dummies books on the subject of not being judgmental idiots, maybe. Your dad just probably doesn't want to deal with their attitude any more than you do. Yeah, I was going to say the dad just doesn't want to hear their crap. Rather than stand up to his parents for his daughter, he just wants her to ignore them and keep quiet. Much easier on his part, but that method backfires eventually, eroding his daughter's confidence in him. As a father, he has to protect and stand up for his child, and he's refusing to do so simply because it's inconvenient to him. I wish you all the best and hope you can get out of that situation quickly and go no contact with them all. I, 20 female, had my son about a month ago. I lived with my mom and boyfriend and decided to have a baby shower after giving birth. The baby shower was held at our mom's and I just wanted a close family. My brother, 28, and his girlfriend, 26, have been together for 5 years. They live together out of state from us, so we only see them a couple of times a year. I sent an invite to my brother, obviously. For the shower, I made shirts for family members that said Mom, Dad, Grandma, etc. I thought it would be cute for photos. I had an uncle shirt for my brother and he brought his girlfriend with him. I didn't have a shirt for her. They're not married, so I didn't think to make her an aunt shirt for her or include her in family photos. Once the shirts were handed out, she sat in the living room alone and was on her phone. It was awkward. I didn't let her hold the baby because her body language was closed off during the party and my brother accommodated her half the time. I barely got to spend time with her. She was free to eat, enjoying games, but she didn't seem interested, and they ended up leaving early to go to her dad's, who also lives in the same city as us. Once the night passed, my mom called my brother to ask what was up, and my brother said his girlfriend was very upset and felt excluded, like she wasn't part of our family. The party was literally for my newborn son, and now it turned into drama. I feel like my brother is mad at me over this. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. They've been together for 5 years and travelled from out of state to celebrate your son, but you wouldn't even let her hold the baby? You made shirts, okay? Why, though, wouldn't you even take a couple of pictures with her? You made sure to make someone who has been associated with your family feel like an outsider, and you think that's okay? You're the one who turned it into unnecessary drama. You made the shower all about you. The photo thing is silly. Could have taken some photos with her and some without her and have it both ways. Let her hold the baby for a couple minutes. She wasn't making the whole thing about herself. She just wanted to feel included. She didn't throw a fit or yell at anyone. She just quietly left an uncomfortable situation. If OP wants to see her brother more, maybe she should include his 5-year partner. I want to know how long OP and her baby daddy have been together, since being with someone for 5 years isn't considered family. Considering she has a child and lives with her mother, she has no leg to stand on in judging her brother's relationship. I'm speculating here, but I feel like you intentionally excluded her because you don't like her. There is more going on here than you're letting on, OP. My girlfriend and I have been together for about a year, and we recently just moved into our new apartment about 4 months ago. All had been well. She also has a toddler son, the father isn't in the picture, and for the past 4 months I haven't been working due to having a hard time finding jobs due to the economy. So since my girlfriend is working and paying for everything at the moment, I help her out by cooking, cleaning the house, using my EBT card to help her with groceries, and I babysit her son while she works. Lately, this has become highly exhausting for me. I'm not used to watching kids, but since moving in together, I've had to grow accustomed to this lifestyle, which I try not to complain about, but it's such a hassle. I try to sleep and he makes loud noises with his toys, wakes me by playing with my face, or cries constantly. When I try to play my video games, he chews at my cords, or he has accidents in his underwear, and it's so frustrating to keep bathing him despite my efforts to potty train him. Today, when he poured his soda on my Xbox, was the last straw for me. It no longer works, and I have no source of entertainment. I suggested she put him in daycare, and I found one that would take him for $600 a month. However, my girlfriend found my suggestion to be quite disrespectful. She said that I live rent-free, and my only duty is caring for her son. However, he's become a burden to my life and to my extracurricular activities, and I think she should look into other alternatives for babysitting. Am I the idiot for refusing to be a babysitter for free? Let's stick to the facts that make you at fault. Leeching off your girlfriend, not compensating for being an adult man, and not being able to pay his own rent, utilities, or anything by decently picking up the tasks which need to be done. Wasting time on sleeping and gaming rather than finding a job and doing your chores at home. Sleeping and playing games while watching a toddler. That's a huge safety problem. That's very irresponsible behavior when you're responsible for a 2-year-old. I hope she kicks you out today. You, sir, are a kept man. I doubt your services are worth whatever it is you're costing her, so you'd better earn your keep by being a great babysitter. If you've been playing on your Xbox all day and calling it babysitting, both your girlfriend and her son would be better off without you, and without a doubt she will eventually come to that conclusion herself. You are dating a woman with a child. Do you want her to pay all the bills and childcare so you can sleep in and play Xbox? You want her to be your mommy too. Great job. Target and Walmart are always hiring. Fast food places are hiring. Any job is better than no job when you have bills to pay. If you're unwilling to be a step-parent to this child, you must break up immediately. She will always choose the child over you. I realize breaking up will mean you lose your free ride. I, a teen female, and my sister 18 are really close. We hang out whenever she's in town and we almost always text or call each other. My dad, 37, sees my brother, tween, as the golden child. If he does anything wrong, either I get the blame or it's not a big deal. My mother, 34, has treated all of us the same. My parents are divorced. All of my siblings, except my sister, who's in college, stay with my mom during the weekdays and stay at my dad's in the weekends, but sometimes my brother stays with my dad for a whole week. A few weeks ago, my brother and I stayed at my dad's house during the weekend. We arrived really late since my brother packed later than usual, so we went to bed straight away. The next morning I woke up, the last one, while my dad made eggs for my brother and I made cereal for myself. We spent the morning telling our dad about school and life in general. He mostly listened to my brother, and then I would talk after him. After breakfast, my brother ran upstairs, me following him to show my dad something. When we ran back down, my brother accidentally fell, hitting his back against a table and making a photo frame fall, causing it to break. My brother is fine, he just had a little bruise. My dad, who saw what happened, started to yell while my brother started to cry. He comforted my brother and then told him to leave the room because he had to talk to me. After my brother left, my dad started yelling at me about how I broke the photo and wanted me to pay for it. I told him that he saw everything happen and my brother did it, not me, so he should be blamed since it's his fault. He then explained how I should have told him not to run and should have caught him before he fell, so in the end, it's my fault entirely. I stood there in shock for a few minutes, then told him that I would not be paying for the photo frame and that if he really saw that I'm the person to blame in this situation, then I'm sorry, but it's not my fault. It's his golden child's fault. Then I ran upstairs before he could say anything more. Later that day, my brother and dad went to an amusement park nearby to cheer my brother up, and I stayed home. I messaged my sister. After about an hour passed, my sister called me and we talked. She asked me how my dad was doing and what was going on. I then started to cry, telling her what had happened as she listened. Hours later, my dad and brother came home and we have dinner. Then we go back to our moms a few days later. That was weeks ago, and now my sister refuses to speak to our father until he apologizes to me, and my dad blames me for telling her saying that I shouldn't have, and now I've destroyed their relationship. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your father is playing favourites. He has to face the consequences of his acts. If I were you, I wouldn't go to his house on weekends. You're old enough to choose, and this type of attitude rarely changes. Your sister isn't talking to your father because of his abusive behaviour. It's a good thing to tell others about your experiences if they are safe people. It sounds like your sister has your back and your dad is playing the victim card for a situation he created on his own. Also, tell your mother what happened. You're old enough to have a voice in which parent you stay with. And when you said your dad regarded your brother as the golden child, you weren't kidding. If there are any further custody disputes, use this incident to show your father's incompetence as a parent. I hope your brother matures. He'll see the damage your father has done. Hugs. OP, when there's a golden child, brother, scapegoat, you dynamic within the family, the parent exhibiting this behavior is usually a narcissist and is attempting to pit the children against each other. You should tell your mother because you're being abused, and so is your brother. Narcissists want to create new narcs, and that's exactly what he's doing with your brother. It's a form of emotional abuse that looks like favoritism, but it's pretty damaging to the kid. They often end up being just like the narc parent. You'll see when he gets older and his behavior changes. Tell your mom. You both will need therapy. Narcs always damage their kids. Update. I told my mom about what happened and now she no longer allows me to see him even if he apologizes. She tried to do the same with my brother, but now my brother refuses to leave my dad's house and she can't force him to. I am 26, pregnant, and my boyfriend, 29, and I are extremely happy. We have similar age friends that we've told about the pregnancy. They were very happy for us, but one couple in particular hadn't even known about our pregnancy for more than 15 minutes before they gave us a list of 30+ names we absolutely could not use under any circumstances. Normally I would be considerate about such a thing. We have family-related names on our own list, and I understand how having someone else use it before you could be heartbreaking. However, their list more or less consists of the most used names from the last few years. I've asked them on multiple occasions if any of the names have some special significance to them. Every time they've said no. They just like them. We expect our baby in a few months, whereas this couple isn't even trying to make a baby and aren't planning on it for a few more years. They've been together way longer than my boyfriend and I and have talked about baby names for the last 5+ years. Still, as far as I've understood and am aware, their list constantly changes. So we've told them that we aren't going out of our way to pick a name from their list, but won't steer clear of them just because they like them. This has resulted in them calling us all sorts of names, and they brought it up at family birthdays to which we've been invited where their family takes their side. So, am I the idiot for disregarding their 30+ list of common baby names when we pick our name? Congratulations on your pregnancy. If they had one name, maybe two, that was really special, I would give that some consideration. But 30? Are they planning on having 30 kids? Not the idiot, and they're not acting like friends. Seriously, people are reserving the use of a whole list of names now. Why do they even care? Especially if they're common names and have no special meaning. You and your partner should just create your own list of common baby names and tell them not to use it. See how they like it. The thought of them, after only just finding out you were pregnant, shoving a list of 30 blacklisted names in your face is hilarious. If they had a name that they didn't want you to use for highly personal reasons to them, I'd sort of understand. But it sounds like you aren't even that close for it to matter. Why are you friends with these people? Drop them. Pick the name you love, and best of luck with everything.